everybody, welcome to One Drink Podcast, where we talk about one topic for one drink. I'm Matthew, and I'm continuing my 80s series, and today we are talking about wrestlers. The wrestling dolls. You remember these bad boys? Ho, ho, ho. So I was going through my basement and I found these stashed away. I knew I had them, but I thought I lost them. Yeah, these wrestling dolls, the 80s, were huge when they first came out. Now, I get it. Some people like wrestling. Some people hate wrestling. There's no in-betweens. I know a lot of people that do like wrestling, and I know a lot of people that do hate wrestling as well. Me, I used to love wrestling. That's why I have all these dolls, and it was great. I loved it. So in the 80s, that's when, wrestling started getting big. They started manufacturing these dolls. Jesse Ventura, baby? Come on. Now these were one of the first ones made. These are all rubber. They're not plastic. I had to have them. I had to have them. So comment below, let me know if you even had any of these rubber wrestlers. In the 80s, if you liked wrestling, I know that you used to have these. It's a fact. So yes, not only with these dolls, I had the wrestling ring, I had the steel cage that goes with the wrestling ring. I had it all, and this kept me occupied for hours. Like, I would have my own WrestleManias, my Royal Rumbles. I would have everything with all my dolls, and it was like every day I would, get to playing with these things. I mean, it just kept me occupied for so long. It was so crazy. My mom must have loved it. She was just instead of little girls having Barbie dolls, I had my wrestling dolls, so it kept me occupied forever. So she didn't really have to worry about me for a couple hours as soon as she put these in front of my face, which is pretty funny. But I mean, I also had like the wrestling pillow. They had little, wrestlers. I would wrestle them. So yeah, it was crazy. Ricky Steamboat? He was in one of my favorite matches of all time. Yeah, so these dolls, they say that they're worth a lot of money now. I don't know that for a fact. I don't even care. The fact that I still have these is just amazing. And damn, it was just great. So as soon as I seen these, I was like, I got to do a show on them. Because I know there's people out there that still have these or still are looking for these, or, it's just cool to reminisce and think back, way back, when I thought wrestling was cool. So one of my favorite wrestlers, of course, was Randy Savage. I don't have his doll in this, but I do have his doll in like a couple other figures that came out. I think even still in the 80s they might have came out. So yeah, I got a bunch of these. And my favorite match of all time was Randy Savage versus Ricky the Dragon Steamboat right here. Yeah, WrestleMania 3. It was such a good match just all around. And listen, I know that there was probably better matches, in more recent years. I get it. They're more athletic. They're more, they just do more crazier things than they did back in the day. But that match for me was one of the greatest. So if you are into wrestling and you haven't seen that match, please go back and watch it. You will love it. And you'll become a Macho Man Randy Savage fan just like me. Just saying. It happens. Mean Gene Okerlund, he was like the announcer or like the host for several years. He had some of the coolest interviews. He had one with Macho Man Randy Savage, the cream of the crop. Look it up. Oh my God. Fantastic interview, one of my favorites. So yes, comment below. Let me know who your favorite wrestler is or favorite match. Yeah, so great going down memory lane. So I still don't get the WrestleManias now. I used to get it every year, you know, when I was younger. It was just the thing to do. It's like the Super Bowl, and you know, you always try to hold on to your childhood memories, and when it comes to wrestling, you know, it's kind of one of mine. But yeah, it's great. So a funny story is that when I was younger, I was playing with my wrestlers. I'm going crazy, and well, you know, I think it was my dad or might have been my brother, and he was like, you know, wrestling's fake. And I was like, what? Wrestling's fake? Couldn't believe it, right? I was like, no, it's not. And so it happened to be on at the time, and he's like, look, when they punch, they stomp the ground. So he kind of did that to me. It was like a thump. And I was like, oh my God, those aren't real hits. And then, you know, I was kind of hurt at first, but I didn't care. I was like, so what? I still like wrestling. It's great. So I continue to watch it. But the one horror story about wrestling is that my brother, you know, he kind of explained to me, he's like, wrestling's fake. He's like, but it's not. And I was like, well, what do you mean? And he put me in a figure four, just like Ric Flair and whoever else used it as their finishing move. And he almost broke my shin. Like, he actually put the figure four on me, and you know, you got to cross your leg. Look it up. And he was pressing down, and I was like, I give up, I give up, I give up. It hurt so bad. Like, I thought he almost like broke my shin. Oh man, I thought he did break my shin, but he didn't. So then he gets up and he laughs, and I'm in pain and I'm hurting, and I was like, oh my God, I was like, wrestling is real. But, you know, ultimately, it is fake, which I finally realized. But yeah. Ken Patera? What? I don't know how long he was in wrestling for, and I don't even remember that guy, but yeah, I got all of the dolls, man. I got the Demolition, Hogan, Iron Sheik, Roddy Piper. I got a lot of them. I got some of the NWA or WCW guys as well. Ric Flair, Sting, Lex Luger. Of course, all these guys don't wrestle anymore. They're all, you know, passed away, or they're just too extremely old to wrestle. And that's just an unfortunate fact of getting old like me. But on my bucket list, I do and I will try to attempt to go to a WrestleMania. And when I do, I'm going to dress up like the Macho Man Randy Savage. It's going to be great. Me and my friend Pat, we always talked about, you know, this was like 10, 15 years ago. We always talked about every year, yo, we got to go to WrestleMania. We got to go to WrestleMania. We never did, but we always ordered it on, you know, pay-per-view or went out and watched it. But yes, that is one thing I want to do, is I want to definitely go to WrestleMania, just like Randy Savage. I'm sure I won't be the only one dressed like Randy Savage, but it'll be just great to be in that element, because I'm a dork, and what can I say? But yes, so that is the 80s show, going back in time. The wrestling dolls. Now, these are the rubber ones. I don't know how the dolls are made now. I don't know what is out there for, you know, rings and all that. But man, did I have a great, great, great time growing up with these bad boys. And I don't even know. I don't even know how much these are worth. I never even bothered to look up if these are worth money. But you know what? Money isn't everything. These are my memories. These are my childhood memories, you know? Money can't buy that for me. All right, I know I'm getting off on a tangent. But yes, back to the 80s, wrestling dolls. Let me know if you have any. Follow One Drink Podcast on on YouTube. You can find us on Facebook. You can listen to our beautiful voices on all major platforms, especially iHeart, Spotify. Those are the more popular ones. So if you're bored, you want a good laugh, we have topics that range from everything. Crazy, fun, and weird. There's something there for you to laugh about. Or just laugh at us. Doesn't really matter. We're fine with that too. But yes, till next time, see ya.